Hello and welcome to the channel, Gavaxman Spins, first video of 2025, so happy new year to one and all. Thanks to all those who are watching, subscribing, commenting, etc. 2024 was the first year of the channel, so I think we're now 8 months in, so thanks for the support thus far. December, crikey, it seems like ages ago, doesn't it, now, after all of the Christmas hoo-ha. So all the decks are down, the trees chopped up, it's all back to almost normality now. We've got snow in the UK, so very cold as well. But casting my mind back to the start of December, and the final record fair of the year for me in Moseley, which is kind of South Birmingham. Went with my old mucker, young David Atkinson. And a great old time we had, a very nice lunch afterwards as well. So managed to negotiate the awful parking of the citizens of Moseley, who just seemed to dump cars here, there and everywhere overnight. That was entertaining. But we did find the record fair, free entry. Probably one of the best record fairs I've been to, actually, because what I really liked about it was the and as you'll see when I show you what I bought, the range of kind of prices. So there was bargains to be had, there was cheaper sections, stuff that's a little bit more expensive, but nothing overtly out of line, really. I think it was free entry as well. So free entry, got a tea and coffee, started at 12 on a Sunday, so it was a nice, you know, we weren't having to get up the crack of dawn. Yeah, it meant you could go for a nice Sunday lunch after, so great all round, I have to say. Dave took some video footage, so he's kindly pinged it over to me. He's done a whole kind of travel log thing on his channel, so I've edited a bit and I'll put it at the end with some music over the top, hopefully, copyright dependent and all that, so that'll come up at the end. But really, really good. I went to a record fair the week before and didn't buy a thing. That was because the first time I walked in, the first stall I saw, I just saw how much, because they were charging 10 quid for £3 or £4 kind of 80s albums, and it almost put me off buying anything. So I saved my pennies because I thought Moseley might be a good one. First time I've been to that one, and it was excellent. So I think a few channels recommended that one to me. So thanks, guys, who are out there that did. I better shut up and show you a record, don't I? So the first stall, got in, had a little moochy mooch, and I always kind of find the corners. David found a load of brand new albums for a tenner and stuff, so he was filling a suitcase, and I found a little one in the corner. And what normally happens with record fairs is you find one thing and then you're kind of off, aren't you? So I did find one I have been after on vinyl for absolutely ages, and got it at what I thought was a very reasonable price. So Hull's Finest, there's a clue. But it was the Housemartins, so now that's what I call quite good. Obviously a play on the now that's what I call music series of comps. So this is kind of sessions, singles, B-sides. It's on the Go Disc label. There you go. Quite hard to find now. I've got the other two albums. I've had this on CD since 1980 something. But getting increasingly hard to find. So anything on Go Disc, I think, 'cause it went bust. You don't really see them. They don't seem to get reissued that much. They're the early Paul Weller albums, the Lars album, and obviously these lots. Beautiful South stuff is quite hard to find on vinyl as well. I think their best of is phenomenally expensive on vinyl, but very pleased to find that. Very good condition. And what was great about that one, the dealer, I was cash, so I have to at this point out this was my birthday money. So actually all of these records, thank you to the family, this is my collective purchases. So this was really my birthday money, and I got my cash, tried to keep my cards tucked away and not used, and he basically, when I said, "Oh, could you do anything for cash?" took a £5 off. So I think that one was the most expensive I bought on the day, and that was 20 quid. But to be fair, online they are quite a bit more, and it's in very good nick as well. So Housemartins, great band, aren't they? Happy Hour, what a song that is. But back in the day I was a little bit of a snob because I always thought of them as a bit of the poor man Smiths, but as the years go by I've learned to appreciate them even more, and Paul Heaton's a great songwriter. So pleased with that one, and that's a tick off the list. So, and once you find one, away you go. So I've tried to kind of do these in the order I picked them up. So, so the next one, this is an unusual one. So I'm going to show you the cover. So if anyone out there wants to pause the camera and tell me what's significant about that cover. Roger Dean. It's the very first Roger Dean album cover. The band is called Gun. This is a reissue, it's not an original, which is why it's in such phenomenal nick, but it is also on very, very nice, swirly, actually if I put this up to the light it'll do it justice, kind of swirly, marbly, reddy coloured vinyl. So it's a reissue, but the reason I bought this is not just the cover, but there's a song on it called Race with the Devil, which I think, if I remember rightly, was it Girls School who did it? But it's a brilliant, brilliant song, and I thought I'll have that. And it wasn't expensive, this at all. And I didn't realise it was coloured vinyl till I got it home, so that was a bit of a bonus. So there you go, Gun, with its claim to fame of the very first cover art by Roger Dean, who did all those brilliant prog covers for bands like Yes and Green Slade, I think was another one, loads of them. And as we were in the Midlands, I found the second album by this lot this year of Pop Will Eat Itself. So I've got the debut I found over at the Pepper Mill one, and then I found this is their third album. So I wouldn't mind trying to find the second album. I think that's my Pop Will Eat Itself kind of canon, quite well covered. So this is their third album, and obviously those in the Midlands, I think Stourbridge, Wolves, that kind of way, will know them very well. Very cool artwork, isn't it? I was reading on, might have been on Discogs when I was looking this up, lots of people claiming that they actually thought the artwork was better than the band, but it's great covering it now. There you go. Pop Will Eat Itself, and I think those last two are around a tenner. And then we hit the cheapy section. So so these are kind of albums that the prices, I think these are £3 or £4. You couldn't not really buy them. So I have been plugging gaps in my 80s collection, and my wife's favourite for some reason, not only does she not like Bjork, she does also have a serious problem with Annie Lennox. I don't know why, but I picked up another Eurythmics album. This one's interesting. This is a soundtrack to the 1984 film starring Richard Burton and John Hurt, and the single I think we all know was Sex Crime, but I have to say I haven't really heard anything else this album, and I know it was not well received by the estate of George Orwell. I think they felt that the music was inappropriate to the film, but a couple of quid can't knock that one. And then I also found The Cars with Candy O. So I don't know much about The Cars. I think I've got a CD, kind of one of those CD album box sets. My major knowledge is My Best Friend's Girl and Drive It. Obviously anyone who saw Live Aid remembers that one. So again, £3, something like that. So on Electra. And then what I was pleased to find now, I keep finding this album, but it's normally trash. So to find it in not quite trash condition, but the vinyl is fine. And this is OMD with is it Organisation? Yeah, Organisation. So it's got obviously Eleanor Gay on it. So this is the big song on that one, which is Atomic Bomb playing, isn't it? So, but yeah, Peter Savelle cover. You Joy Division and New Order fans, so pleased with that one. At this point, I'm going to tell you at the end of this video, I will put some footage up, but we'll also announce what the January theme is for January. Yeah. So found another one. This is Magnum, their debut album, Kingdom of Madness. I have to say that's one I've not seen on vinyl before. It's on Jess, so it might not be a very, very first, but it's certainly an early version. Look at that great cover. So I think it's an eye, Raven's Eye, something like that. But yeah, so another local band, so pleased with that. And then the last two at the fair were great finds. So one of these is a seriously expensive album on a leather cover. Didn't find the leather one because they go for hundreds, but I did for quite a reasonable price find the classic compilation by Motörhead called No Remorse. Now the reason I bought this, while it was pretty reasonable, the leather sleeve ones go for silly money, but it's on the Yellow Castle Classics vinyl, and I bought one of these by Wishbone Ash for £5 a few months ago, and in the dead wax it was cut by a Porky Prime cut. So those in the know will tell you they normally sound phenomenal. And I thought, I wonder if this, because it's on that Yellow Castle Classics, is also done, and lo and behold, it is another Porky Prime cut, I think they're called. And basically anything he kind of touched vinyl wise sounds phenomenal. He cuts them really loud, and they just always sound brilliant. So can't remember, I've got Black Sabbath Volume 4 and Swirl that he did, and the Wishbone Ash one was great, so I thought Motörhead's got to be good. But songs of him in the opening track, Ace of Spades, Stay Clean, it's a good one. Killed by Death, what a title. So yeah, so nice double album of the immortal Motörhead. Got Overkill on it somewhere as well, one of my favourite songs. The drumming on that's fabulous, so well pleased to find that. But the last one that I bought, and there's a clue. I was really pleased to see this band when they reformed at the Wall Civic, a great gig. I've got the first 2 studio albums that feature Terry Hall, but if you like the Specials, you'll know that most of the singles weren't on the album, so finding a decent singles album is always worth doing. And I did find an original press of the Specials single, so another Midlands connection. So, and what's great about this is that side 2 has the complete Ghost Town EP. So you got Ghost Town Y and Friday Night, Saturday Morning. So brilliant kind of what a way to kind of finish one era of a band. Fabulous. But again, Gangsters is on here, that wasn't on an album, so well pleased with that one. So that was probably my find of December, right up until the end. And for those that watch the channel on a regular basis, I did a thread video in December on albums I've got on CD I'd love to find on vinyl, and it really made me kind of think about being a bit more selective with what I buy. So I did have a look on Discogs at this, thinking, well, I wonder what it would cost. And it was £15 to £20 was the average, but I haven't seen one in the wild since, God knows when I saw one in a charity shop for about £7 or £8. And I thought, I almost bought one on Discogs, and I thought, I wonder if there's any on eBay. So pinged over to eBay, and sometimes the month of December is worth shopping online because people are trying to raise a bit of money for Christmas and stuff like that. So occasionally, if they make an offer on there, it's worth doing, because you can be a bit cheeky and get a bit of a bargain. So the person who sold me this, thank you very much. They were out of their brilliant mind, because it's the debut album by Furniture. And I read up a lot on this band. I always wondered why they kind of disappeared, and they were very unlucky. It's on Stiff Records, who went bust shortly after this album was pressed up. There were all kinds of problems, I think, getting numbers of copies pressed, and a bit of an unlucky band. And I think the second album never had a vinyl release at all, and is even harder to find, so that's a CD only one. But yeah, Furniture, Stiff Records, which contains one of my all-time favourite songs, Brilliant Mind. But I've been listening to the CD of this for pretty much all of December since I did that video, and I thought, I've really got to find a copy of this. And yeah, eBay came through, made an offer, and sometimes you can get lucky. Made a cheeky offer, not like it's £1, mate. It was, you know, it wasn't quite double figures, but it was about a £5 less than they were doing the buy it now. But it did have make an offer, and sometimes you get lucky. So there's a few grails there with the Specials and Furniture, so very happy to get those. So shorter video. So January theme, the clue was 2 1990s bands that released comeback albums of a sort in 1996. It was guessed correctly, so well done to Alfie. The videos will focus on the Manic Street Preachers. They have a new album coming out at the end of Jan, which I've got on order. So I'll do a ranking video as a build-up to the new album, and then I'll unbox the new album when it arrives. I've ordered the Blood Records one. And then I thought, as they tour together, I should also do a video on Suede, who two of my absolute favourite bands of the 1990s, who both bands, I think, in 1994 released phenomenal albums in the Holy Bible and Dogman Star. In 1996 came back with Everything Must Go and coming up, and Against All Odds, to even greater success. So looking forward to doing that one. I have got to go and listen to a load of Manic Street Preachers albums, because they're going to be up first. particularly some of the later stuff, to be fair to it, because the early stuff I know, I bought all the CD singles for both of those bands, and they were phenomenal B-side bands as well, so to tip my hat to them. So yeah, so that's the theme, the Manics and Suede in Jan, a bit of a 1990s kind of special. I know what I'm doing in February, got an idea what I'm doing in April, got to think about March. So thanks for watching. That shouldn't be too long, and then there should be some footage coming up of the Moseley Festival with hopefully a little bit of music at the end, which will be something from one of the albums I've just played, copyright dependent. So thanks for watching.
Well, you'll have to carry mine into our house and pretend they're yours.